We're kicking off today with the upcoming Elimination Chamber event, which will take place in Perth, Australia next month, and CM Punk is going down under. Fox Sports Australia has officially confirmed Punk's participation in the upcoming WWE Elimination Chamber show, though it's unclear what kind of match he will have. Alongside Punk, Logan Paul and Australia's own Rhea Ripley are also expected to be at the show, though undisputed WWE Universal Champion Roman Reigns isn't being advertised to appear. As the last big stop on the road to WrestleMania, Elimination Chamber holds a lot of significance, and it remains to be seen if Punk walks into Perth as the 2024 Men's Royal Rumble match winner. AEW kicked off with an open challenge by Adam Copeland that was answered by Lee Moriarty, who was introduced by Shane Taylor. Moriarty received a video package highlighting past AEW and ROH matches, and he and Copeland traded harsh words before the bell rang. The relatively basic sequence of holds and counters that kicked off the match had a level of smoothness that you only see from people this talented, and the match would then pick up speed. Bigger and bigger moves would be hit while Moriarty was favoring his taped shoulder. It never stopped him from doing moves like missile drop kicks and arm drags from the middle rope. This was a good showcase for Moriarty against the veteran Copeland, and regardless of the result, the match is going to put a lot of new eyes on Tiger Style. After a spear to Taylor, Copeland got the submission win over Moriarty, but even in defeat, he looked like a fighter that could hang with the best. TNA news now, as it was at last night's Hard to Kill that TNA officially relaunched, and the promotion had some pretty huge surprises in store. During Hard to Kill, TNA President Scott D'Amore announced that TNA has reached an agreement with AAA, but we don't know who from either company will be competing for the other. What we do know is that this should bring some great wrestling to the fans, as the future looks bright for TNA wrestling. It wasn't just the fans who were watching TNA Hard to Kill closely, as there were some notable names in the crowd in Paradise, Nevada. In a photo shared online, Mercedes Moné and Bayley can be seen watching the show, and we can only wonder what the two made of the promotion's relaunch. Hard to Kill saw AJ Francis try to premiere his new music video, only to be interrupted by the popular Joe Hendry. Francis was working as a heel throughout this segment, and in the ring, Hendry took some humorous jabs at Francis, referencing his NFL and WWE runs before dubbing him the Cheez-Its champion. Hendry even offered AJ Francis a box of Cheez-Its, only to be blindsided by DJ Woo Kid, who had a laptop and was helping Francis, who capitalized on the attack and chokeslammed Henry. This was quite the arrival of AJ Francis in TNA wrestling, and while he was at the event and was in a prominent role on the kickoff show, he was appearing on the show without a contract. Fightful Select reports that Francis is not signed with TNA, but is expected to continue with the company for some time, and the report added that Eric Young is also working on a handshake deal. Francis wasn't the only notable name at TNA Hard to Kill, as PW Insider reports that Gigi Dolan was seen backstage at the show, though she didn't appear on screen. The reason for Dolan's presence at the event is likely linked to her fiancé Zachary Wentz, who alongside Trey Miguel challenged for the World Tag Team titles. Unfortunately for the Rascals, it was ABC who retained the TNA World Tag Team titles despite the support of the NXT superstar Backstage. TNA promised plenty of surprises in the weeks leading up to Hard to Kill, so fans were expecting a surprise debut of a former WWE superstar or two. Sure enough, during the show, Dana Brooke was shown in the crowd, much to the surprise of fans, and her new name is Ash by Elegance. The elegant wrestler looked very proper at ringside, and we'll have to see what she does next as part of TNA's stacked Knockouts division. What did you make of Ash by Elegance? Are you excited to see the ex-superstar at TNA Hard to Kill? Let us know down in the comments. AEW Battle of the Belts now, which saw Chris Jericho and Sammy Guevara challenge tag team champs Ricky Starks and Big Bill. As the show was getting going, the camera took us to the street and showed the two teams were brawling, and given that this was booked to be a street fight, the match had technically begun. Guevara added another golf cart moment to his highlight reel, but this time it was him driving it instead of the one being hit, and it turned out to be Rhett Titus's car. When he showed up to complain, Jericho gave him a Judas effect, and it was about 15 minutes until the two teams made their way through the backstage area and into the arena. A more pessimistic fan would say this was AEW once again trying to keep Jericho away from booing fans, but the crowd watching on the big screen seemed to have a good time with this one. A street fight with plenty of chaos, Konosuke Takeshita showed up and hit Jericho with a kendo stick, allowing Bill to put him through a table while Guevara was climbing part of the stage. Guevara went for a senton on a prone Starks, but Powerhouse Hobbs pulled Starks out of the way, so Guevara went crashing through that part of the stage. Starks covered him for the pin, keeping his and Big Bill's title reign going in this impressive street fight at Battle for the Belts. More from Hard to Kill as the pre-show saw Steve Maclin defeat fellow former Impact World Champion Rich Swann and the segment with AJ Francis. Then, Eddie Edwards and Brian Myers defeated Frankie Kazarian and Eric Young, while Crazy Steve won the Digital Media Championship from Tommy Dreamer. Once the show got started, Giselle Shaw won the Ultimate X Knockouts match, earning a shot at the Knockouts Championship. PCO, Jake Something and Rhino bested Dirty Dango, Alpha Bravo, and Oleg Prudius, aka Vladimir Kozlov, in six-man action, and Rosemary and Havoc defeated MK Ultra to win the Knockouts Tag Gold. In a thrilling X Division title match, Chris Sabin retained against Kushida and El Hijo del Vikingo, and Josh Alexander would defeat the debuting Alex Hammerstone. ABC retained their world titles in a fatal four-way tag match, while Jordynne Grace won the Knockouts world title from Trinity, adding more credence to the idea she's returning to WWE very soon. In the main event, Moose dethroned Alex Shelley to become the new TNA World Heavyweight Champion, but his win was short-lived as he was confronted by the debuting Nic Nemeth. Nemeth would get in Moose's face before clearing the ring of the heel and would celebrate his arrival with the fans in an epic moment to end the show. Nemeth's first match for TNA will take place today at the Snake Eyes show, where he'll face Zachary Wentz, and it's clear the show-off has his eye on TNA's richest prize. We've got some concerning news regarding WWE official Jason Ayers, who has seemingly undergone a serious injury while working on the job. On Facebook, Ayers shared a graphic informing people that it had been 0 days without an injury happening, and in the caption suggested that he'd broken his leg. He later deleted the post as it seemingly suggested WWE to be an unsafe working environment, though it had already garnered reactions and comments from people. Whatever the case may be, we're wishing Ayers a speedy recovery, and with the referee on the shelf, he'll have more time to sit in meetings with management and be told about what not to post online. And we're ending today with Matt Riddle, who recently claimed he was set to win the 2022 Men's Royal Rumble match until Brock Lesnar declared to everyone that he was going to win instead. It wasn't long after that doubt was cast on Riddle's claim, especially as he also made a claim that he was set to win that year's Men's Money in the Bank ladder match that has also been refuted. On a recent edition of the Kurt Angle Show, Riddle backtracked on his claims and said he was not guaranteed a Rumble win, as nothing in WWE is guaranteed. Riddle then pointed out that there had once been plans for RK Bro to turn on each other, which never happened, saying that things often change in WWE. The original Bro then said that when Lesnar said he was winning the Rumble, it wasn't a demand by Brock, but rather Lesnar simply informing people of a change of plans. Riddle made some big claims during a recent virtual autograph signing, but now he's adding some context to those claims, as things didn't play out quite how the original Bro initially claimed.